It was a scene no one saw coming. On New Year's Day in the heart of New Orleans, a deadly attack left 14 people dead and many more injured. A truck drove down Bourbon Street, mowing down pedestrians and causing chaos in one of the city's most famous tourist spots. It's a tragedy that not only shocked the local community but also raised serious questions about the safety of public spaces. With incidents like this becoming all too common, it leaves us wondering, how safe are we really when we gather in large crowds? The pain and grief are undeniable, but so are the questions surrounding how this could happen. The FBI is already investigating and issuing warnings about possible copycat attacks across the country, raising fears that this could be just the beginning. This incident is not just a New Orleans problem. It's a national issue that affects everyone. So, how do we prevent this from happening again? How do we protect ourselves from a threat that can come from anywhere at any time? The FBI has launched an extensive investigation into the attack, reviewing hours of surveillance footage and hundreds of tips. They've confirmed that the suspect, Shamsuddin Jabber, acted alone, something that brings its own set of concerns. As the investigation unfolds, law enforcement is working hard to understand exactly how the attack happened, and more importantly, how they can stop it from happening again. The FBI's warning about the possibility of future attacks has put all of us on high alert. On that night, Jabber drove a rented truck from Texas to New Orleans, where he planted explosives and then drove through the crowded streets, killing and injuring countless people. His actions, inspired by ISIS, left many people terrified and confused. Though initially, there were concerns about accomplices, the FBI has since confirmed that Jabber was likely a lone wolf, acting on his own, but influenced by extremist ideologies. We're also learning more about the victims who lost their lives. Kareem Badawi, a 19-year-old freshman from the University of Alabama, and Drew Dauphin, a 26-year-old celebrating with his younger brother, were among the innocent lives taken that night. Friends and family described them as loving, vibrant individuals who were just beginning their lives. Their stories remind us of the real human cost of this tragedy. As the investigation continues, New Orleans faces a tough reality. A 2019 security assessment had already warned that the city's blockades on Bourbon Street were vulnerable to a vehicle ramming attack. Despite these warnings, the city had not completed the necessary security upgrades, leaving Bourbon Street exposed. Experts now agree that even with those upgrades, it's unlikely that any barrier could have fully stopped Jabber's attack, highlighting the increasing vulnerability of public spaces everywhere. So, what happens next? Law enforcement is ramping up security and awareness, and experts are calling for better protection measures in cities across the country. This is a wake-up call, one that reminds us that we must stay vigilant and prepared. Whether it's improved security, faster response times, or simply being more aware of our surroundings, there are steps we can all take to protect ourselves. The tragic events in New Orleans serve as a stark reminder that public safety is a shared responsibility. It's up to each of us to stay aware, report suspicious activity, and support law enforcement in keeping our communities safe. While the threat of future attacks remains, together, we can help prevent further tragedies and create safer environments for everyone.